Hello guys, Alex Grampion here. I hope you're well. So today we got the episode 2 on the Audi A3, the project car. So obviously I've showed you the car in a previous episode. This episode is getting a car on the lift. And I haven't had a look at the car yet, so this is going to be my first time looking at it as well. Probably going to be the time that I'm going to realize, yeah, I should have not bought this car. But hey, it is a project, and everything we're going to find wrong is going to be helpful for me to do videos to show you how to do stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited. So let's have a look now. Right, so the car is on the lift now. I've got my arms under it. Obviously, as you can see on the Audi, which is pretty cool. If you look close to them, you have got a little triangle cut out in the bodywork on the seal there, which is pretty much showing you the strongest point of the seal there, of the jacking point. So that's where you're supposed to jack it up. Right, so to start with, I'm going to explain you what you got under the bonnet, what everything is, and how to do it all as well. Obviously, so I know some of you guys already know this stuff, but some of you might be quite new to mechanics and just want to know what's happening under the bonnet and have some idea of what is what. So we'll start on the left side. So you got the coolant expansion tank there with the level on it that you can check on the side there. You have to obviously try and keep it on the max all the time. So that's where you got your engine coolant. Then if you look down there, you're going to have a brake fluid reservoir there. So that on the back group, you have got sensors on them, which reads the level of the brake fluid. So if it gets too low, it will come up on the dashboard. The other thing about the brake fluid, it has to be replaced every 2 years because it does absorb moisture, and that's where it starts to fail and create corrosion in your brake system, and the brakes will start fading as well. So it's a serviceable item and needs replacing. The same goes for the coolant. Coolant should be replaced on every cam belt change or every 5 years on them, depending obviously on the models as well, but yeah, generally it's 5 years. Moving here, you got a screen wash top. So this is obviously where you put your screen wash, and I do advise, especially for the winter time, make sure you got the correct mixture of the screen wash so it doesn't go freezing. And obviously if it goes frozen, it won't work to start with, and also it will, if you try to operate, it will either blow the fuse for the screen wash pump, or it will break your screen wash pump that is located down in the bottle. Moving to this side, you got the fuel filter in here. Easy to replace. I will show you in the maintenance videos. So that's where the fuel filter is, and I advise replacing it every 2 years. Moving on, obviously you got the engine here. You got the cap there. So obviously when you're replacing the oil, to fill it in there, or if you're just topping it up, fill it in there as well. And make sure you got the correct oil. I'm going to show you how to find out which is the correct oil. Right, so next we got a quick check that I do on my cars at least once a month, or obviously depending on how many miles you do a month. So make sure the car is not running on the level ground, and you can check your oil level. So if you pull it out, if the car has been running, then please do wipe it off. Put it back in there for a couple of seconds, all the way in. Get it out there again, and check your oil. And obviously this one's a bit low, it's a minimum, but you need to have it on the max level or somewhere between minimal and max. So that's obviously need a top up. I'm going to be servicing the car anyway. Right, moving on to this side. This is the cover for your battery. That's where you got your battery. Then the air filter is under this cover. So you got Phillips screws there that you undo, and that's to replace your air filter. So this is the air intake as well. This is the fuse box, which is you can check in your owner's manual for all the fuses that you got in there and relays. So the next step is where you have to remove the cover to get to your oil filter. Just going to show you quickly where the oil filter is, glow plugs and injectors. So if you get that off, there's little rubbers holding the cover on. So if you look down there, that's your oil filter. That's where the cover is for it. So you have to have a big socket to get on there to undo it and replace your oil filter. Just to mention, on this specific engine, the injectors, you obviously got 4 injectors, 1 for each cylinder. They are located under the rocker cover, so you would have to take the whole rocker cover in case you're replacing the injectors. But they have got different engines where the injector is outside, and you won't have to remove anything apart from the injectors, obviously, to get them out. The glow plugs, they should be on the back of the engine as well, which is something that is advised replacing every 100,000 miles. I know a lot of people don't do them because they are a pain to do. It can go wrong and cause a lot of issues because they do create a carbon buildup. So yeah, generally you should replace it every 100,000 miles. Going back to this side, now that we got the cover off, this is the cam belt cover. So diesel engines, 1.9 2 litre TDI, they have got cam belts and the water pump behind the cover. So that is something that needs to be replaced. Obviously it depends on the engine code. On some of them it's every 6 years, some of them every 10 years, some of them depending on the mileage, 60, 80 or 100,000 miles, some of them even 120,000 miles. So that's something you need to check in the service book, obviously according to your engine code. Right, so I think this is the basic checks on the car under the bonnet covered for now. We're going to be getting more in depth with it as well in the future videos, obviously when I'm doing servicing, etc. But yeah, also going to be doing a video on how to replace all the bulbs on your car, what bulbs you need, obviously how to do it as well. So that's going to be coming soon as well. And yeah, let's just shut the bonnet for now and go higher with the car and do some other checks. Right, so we're going to be talking about suspension components, how to replace them, how to check if they're any good, shock absorbers, springs, top mounts, anti-roll bar links, also the steering, track rod ends, etc. We're going to be talking about everything. Tires, we're going to speak about if they're any good, if they've still got enough thread left on them, if they're the right spec for your car. We're going to be talking about the brakes, disc pads, calipers, brake pipes, brake hoses, you name it. We're going to cover it all and obviously show you if they're good, how to check if they're good obviously, and if they're not, how to replace them. I'm going to give you the torque settings and everything else as well. So pretty much like I mentioned earlier, all the info you're going to need for the car. Right, so now the car is all the way up. I got this bad boy to brighten us up from Draper Tools. This is a brilliant light, guys, which is wirelessly charged as well, which is pretty sick. This is the new kits that they got. So I'm going to put this under my camera and this is going to brighten everything up pretty well. Check this out. So it's just sticking under the camera. And look at that, that is mental. So we're going to be looking at the stuff, like I said, the suspension. I can see obviously already an issue on the other side. There is a ball joint there that has got a split seal, unfortunately, so that will need replacing. Looking at the rest, the brakes are looking actually quite good, but I can still do a video for you to show you how to replace them. Now the common issues on this one, you can hear, I can see that already. Cable ties, that's a pretty good fix. Yeah, you can fix everything with cable ties, as you can see. So the turbo hose, as you can see, this pipe there, the rubber pipe, they usually, the pads break on them, and with the pressure they just come off and the car can obviously fail to drive and you get engine lights on and blah blah blah, boost leaks. So it's just the little tabs that wear on them, the metal tabs, and it just pops off. The pipe is quite cheap to replace, so I'm going to order one of them. I'm going to show you where to get one from as well. You can get them on eBay or Amazon, which is pretty good. So the other one that fails is this one as well. I can see it's coming off already slightly, so we're going to have a look into that one as well. And when I'm doing video on that, I'm going to show you obviously why it fails. So like I said, this car will need a gearbox because 4th and 6th gears are knackered on it. It makes lots of noise. I have got a different gearbox to go in it already, which is another common issue on some of the gearbox codes. And it does look like this one might be leaking from the drive shaft seal. So as you can see, there's a bit of oil there. We'll look into that anyway. But the new gearbox is going to have a new joint on there anyway. So the other thing that sometimes happens on the Audis, on the diesel ones or VWs or wherever with this engine, is the what we call T-bone. It breaks, the rubber in there deteriorates. This one's cracking slightly, not major yet, but you notice when you're changing the gear, it goes kadunk. The engine moves too much. This will be this mount that you can see here. That's the rubber that fails. Obviously this one's looking good. So like I said, there's plenty of stuff, guys. I need to check this CV joint seal there, the boot, sorry. There's a bit of grease around, I need to have a look at that. But obviously the car currently would have definitely failed on that ball joint that's split there on the seal. And like I said, we're going to be looking at everything else as well. The calipers, the bags, the brakes, the pipes, check them for corrosion, and just the overall condition of the car as well. Which I think is going to be quite interesting, guys, for you that trying to work on your car, starting to work on it, or even for people that are already doing quite a lot of work on your car. Like I said, it's going to be handy information, how to do things. Maybe my way is a bit easier, or it's something they haven't done before, you want to find out how to do it. So I think it's definitely going to be handy, and obviously I'm going to provide you with all the spec, torque settings and the tools needed for the job. Right guys, so I think this is a good introduction of the car now, gives you an idea what we're going to be doing with it as well. So like I said, this will be like an episode on me buying a car, showing you how to buy it, what to look for, and cover all the stuff that I can on it. Obviously your ideas are definitely welcome. Please comment below, find me on my social media, send me messages. I'll be more than happy to answer and obviously put that on my list. I'm quite glad actually, this is weird because I am actually glad that there's stuff wrong with it that I can fix, show you how to do it, give you all the spec and how to get the tools and what tools you need and etc. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about this now, to be honest. So yeah, I think the series is going to be pretty cool. Like I said, I'll be trying to do it as quick as I can, upload as many videos as I can because obviously, yeah, I've got a lot of stuff going on at the moment and the barn is looking crazy as well. But yeah, I'm going to be getting into this. I'm going to start with the full service. I already got bits for that. The cam belt is there as well. Like I said, the gearbox is going on there as well. So yeah, plenty of exciting things. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're getting excited by this as well. I know there's a lot of Audi stuff on there, but like I said, I'll be doing this my way and giving all my info that I can. So hopefully you're going to find that interesting and exciting as well. Thank you very much for watching this video and I'll see you soon. Bye.